What's up guys, it's Danta. So today it's finally time for a video that's all about the real endgame, Transmog. I will be showing you some sets a few of you have been asking about, and I've also included some that I think are honestly really cool and pretty easy to make as well. Now, as some of you might already know, for me the endgame isn't grinding the same dungeon over and over and over again, just to get a trinket that's going to be replaced by a world quest next season. For me, it's all about Transmog. Now, like a wise man once said, a good Transmog doesn't just make you look cool, it also makes you do big dig DPS.
Now people might say Transmog is stupid, Transmog is gay, Transmog is just dress up for WoW, Transmog doesn't increase your character DPS. Well, that's a fucking lie. Let me tell you something. Transmog can increase your DPS by up to 20% if you look like a badass. Ask yourself a question. What's the point of kicking ass if you look like a fucking idiot while you're doing it?
Those are just facts. I've probably made around 400 Transmog sets across all of my characters. When you have over 100 level 80s, it kinda adds up fast, you know. Since I've got so many Transmogs, I try to pick out some of the best ones. They are mostly leather and plate sets, since I mainly play my warrior and monk. But if enough people like this kind of content, I might start doing a Transmog video every week. Now eventually, if this really works out, I'd love for you guys to send in your Transmogs through a Discord or whatever. Then I could showcase your set in a video and talk about them alongside some of mine. It's just an idea, but I think it could be a lot of fun. Anyway, let's just get to it. Now, this is the Transmog set that I've been using for almost the entire Season 2. And honestly, I think it looks really badass. You've got these dragon tattoos running all over your chest and arms, flip-flops that you use to kick your enemies to death, and of course, 2 bamboo heads, just in case one falls off mid-fight. Now, some of these pieces are from Mythic Pandaria Remix, so if you didn't play during that time, you will probably have to wait for a future Pandaria time-locking event. Now, as for the actual pieces, we use Chen Stormstout's bamboo hat for the hat and cloak. You could get those from the Mythic Pandaria Remix event. The Felflame Inferno shoulder pads can be either bought for 10k from the auction house, or if you are a monk, you can get those from Mythic Antorus. Then we have the waist wrap of the Grand Upwelling, which drops from the sepulcher of the first ones on Heroic. As for the legs and chest, these are both the Mythic monk set pieces from the Undermine raid. But you can easily get those by upgrading a hero track chest and leg piece to rank 5 out of 8. The gloves are hidden, the bracers are a drop from Liskanoth, which is a world boss in the Azure Span in Dragonflight. The flip-flops are from the tropical swimwear set that you could buy on the trading post. Now, I bought the blue tropical swimwear set like a year ago, but if you are watching this video in June, you will be able to get the yellow version of this one as well from the trading post. That set also comes with the same flip-flops. Now, as for the weapons, I'm using the Shadowpan Watcher fans, which are also from the Mythic Pandaria Remix event. But there are also some other options, like for example, the Renaissance Katana and Nunchucks from the previous month's trading post. Another weapon that I would be using, if I had it, would be the Red Brewmaster Artifact weapon. You had to do the Mage Tower challenge back in Legion and finish 10 rated battlegrounds to get that one. I do have the Mage Tower skin, but I still need to complete those 10 RBGs. So this is one of those sets that a lot of people have been asking about, and it's actually super easy to put together. One thing that I really like about it is that it doesn't even look like a leather set. If you told me it was plate, I would believe you immediately. Now this orc looks like one slap from him would send you back 9 years in time, which hey, I wouldn't mind, since you'd be back in the Legion expansion. Now starting with the headpiece, I'm using the Onyx Glare reducers, which you can buy in either Stormwind or Orgrimmar. I use these glasses all the time, not just on my monk, but also on other classes. They are perfect whenever you want to use something that looks good and doesn't instantly make you go bald. Like, seriously Blizzard, why do hats gotta delete our hair? It just makes zero sense. Now if you are not a fan of the glasses, you could use something like the Molten Inferno helmet from this month's trading post. It gives you that fiery demon look. Now it would be even better if the skull part was silver, but man, it still looks really cool. The shoulders and belt are from the Rogue set that you could buy during the Mob Remix event. The back piece drops from the final chest in the Nightfall Delve over in Hellowfall. For the chest, gloves, legs and feet, I'm using the Mythic Monk set pieces from the Sepulcher of the first ones. back in Shadowlands. And finally, the weapons, they can drop from any rare all over Dragonflight. So this is the set that my orc wears whenever he's spent 400 years wandering around in Azeroth. Not chasing power, just watching. He shows up, looks around for an easy way to make some gold, but of course, Blizzard has nerfed everything again. So after a lot of "damn you, Blizzard," he vanishes again. He doesn't wear armor, just his gauntlets to help him hold his big magical staff. Now this set is actually super easy to make. For the helm, we are using the Onyx Glare reducers again, which you can buy in Orgrimmar or Stormwind. The iron skin spalders, or, well, the floating orbs around my shoulders, can be bought from the PvP vendor in Legion's Dalaran. Then for the back piece, we've got Chen's hat again from the Mist of Pandaria remix event. The chest, which really makes this entire set, is from completing the questline in the Undermine area. The hands are from Trial of Valor, I think on normal mode. Then we've got the belt, which you can easily get by purchasing the Cardinal Educators set from a vendor in Dornegal. I got the legs from a rare in the Azure Span. Now don't worry, I will include most rares, vendors and so on in the description below, so make sure to check that out. The feet that I'm using are from Jigsaw, or however the hell his name is pronounced, which is a rare in Ashkahet. As for the weapon that I'm using, it's the Mage Tower artifact weapon for Brewmaster monks. Still one of the best weapons that Blizzard has ever made, mostly because of how you hold it. Basically this entire set, aside from the shoulders and weapon, can be worn by another leather wearer. So yeah, you could make some pretty cool stuff with it on a druid, rogue or demon hunter as well. Alright, so next up we have the You Sleep Rather Soundly for a Murderer set. Now, for those that have played Oblivion, you know. So this is the set that my monk wears whenever he's standing silently over your bed, deciding whether he wants to join the Dark Brotherhood or not. He's not there for your gold, not there for your gear. He's just here to whisper, "We know," in your ear, and then stab you in your sleep. Now let's just get over the transmog pieces. Starting with the helmet, this is the Wild Gladiator's Iron Skin helm, which you can buy in Ashran at the PvP vendor for a few marks of honor. Now I'm pretty sure that the Horde and Alliance each get their own version of this, so the color might be different depending on your faction. The shoulders are from the last boss in Waycrest Manor. The cloak is one of the coolest cloaks in the game in my opinion. It drops from Soul Render in the Sanctum of Domination raid. The chest and legs are actually super easy to get. They are from one of the quests in the Exile's Reach starter zone. The bracers are hidden. For the gloves, I'm using the ones from the Harvester's Court set, which you get after reaching Renown level 60 with the Vantir in Shadowlands. The belt drops from Captain Lockwood in Siege of Borealis. The boots are from the Sky Captain in Freehold. Now I'm using two one-handed weapons. The first one is the gently used cleaver, which is from the trading post. And the other weapon is the Servant Splitter, which drops from Raal the Gluttonous in Waycrest Manor. Now you could use a lot of other weapons with this set as well, but I really liked the idea of one big-ass cleaver in one hand and a smaller one in the other, just in case you are in a small room. Alright, so then we have the Juggernaut. So the Juggernaut set makes you look like an unstoppable force of destruction. You are not here for your enemy's surrender, not to hear them cry for mercy. You are here to fight, crush their defenses, shatter their hopes, and leave nothing but ash in your wake. In the end, they can dread it, run from it, but destiny still arrives. So for the transmog pieces that I've used, we have the helmet, hands and chest from the Vault of the Incarnates on normal. Now I'm not sure if this still works, but back in Dragonflight you could convert the gear from the Forbidden Reach into tier pieces, then upgrade those with an item that dropped on the island, so you could get the normal and even the heroic tier versions pretty quickly. I'm using the Mythic shoulders from Antorus. They've got that sharp aggressive look that really ties this whole set together. The cloak is hidden. Bracers don't really matter since you can't see them anyway. Now I didn't want a fancy girdle, so I went with the girdle of Somber Place, which drops in the Dawnbreaker dungeon. Though looking at it now, I might end up swapping it out at some point. I just don't know what I'd use instead, because most of those bulky belts make you look kind of pregnant. You can get the chainmail tabard from the trading post every once in a while. Then for the legs and boots, I'm using the Maldraxxus quest gear that you get by playing through that Covenant's storyline. As for the weapons, I'm using the Gorga High Blade of the Gorians, This weapon drops from the final boss in Heimal on Mythic, and they go super well with the color scheme. Now the best part in my opinion is that they light up every once in a while, just like your helmet, which looks really cool. For protection warriors, man, if you equip the Mage Tower artifact weapon and shield, it looks so good. Everything just fits together. Like if I had a tank in my group that looked like this, I'd feel safe immediately. So here we have another set that people have been asking about. Now the Bloodsoaked Ravager looks like he clawed his way out of a battlefield soaked in blood. He's pure rage, ritual scars and raw brutality. He doesn't fight for glory or honor, he fights because blood needs to be spilled. And with two big ass swords, he makes sure that it is. When this warrior charges in, you don't pray to survive, you pray for it to be quick. Now let's talk about the Transmog pieces that I'm using. Now for this set, I'm using a few trading post items. These rotate throughout the year, so if you don't have them yet, you might need to wait a bit. You basically are able to wear this set on any other plate wearer, since none of these pieces are restricted to any plate class. The Prowler's Mask and Shoulder Cape are both from the trading post. The cloak is hidden, the Bloodhunter's chest and belt are also from the trading post. Now one cool thing about the Bloodhunter's chest is that if you hide your gloves and bracers, you get these bloody wrists, which looks really cool. For the pants, we are using the Hired Muscles leg guards, which are the DK tier legs from the Liberation of Undermine raid on normal. If you are playing at DK, you can just convert a champion track piece into tier. But if you are on any other plate wearer, like I am, you will need the non-tier version to drop. Now one thing that you might notice is that the belt clips a bit through the back of your pants. But if you can look past that, the belt and pants combo looks really good. The Molten Great Boots match really well with the chains and overall style of the legs. If you are not a warrior, you can get the non-tier version of these boots from Volcaros on Mythic difficulty in Yggdrasil, which, for those who don't know, is a Dragonflight raid. Then finally, we have the two huge ass weapons. Now these weapons are definitely in my top 10 best looking weapons in the game. They drop from Kel'Thuzad in the Sanctum of Domination raid on Mythic. Next up we have another set that some people have been asking about. This is the Crimson Nightmare. You have blood seeping from the helmet, shoulders and boots like the armor itself is alive and hungry. Spikes are carved into nearly every piece. And the chains on his legs, well, he uses them to drag his enemies in, just to finish them off up close. This isn't just a Death Knight Transmog, it's a walking nightmare. Now, the best part is that this set is actually really easy to put together. For the helm, we are using the LFR DK tier helm from Yggdrasil. There is also a BOE version called Mask of the Unbidden Grim, but it might be hard to find that one on the auction house. If you are playing a DK, you can also just grab a 441 item level helm and just toss it into the catalyst for the same look. The shoulders and boots are also from the LFR DK set from Yggdrasil, and if you are wondering how to get that insane red seeping effect, it's from the Emerald Blossoming Dreamstone, which you can get by killing Varag on Mythic. Now the cape is from a war supply chest in Nazjatar, the chest and hands are both from Castle Nefria on normal, the bracers are hidden, and for the weapon, well, we are using the same two-handed weapon again from Kel'Thuzad. And finally we have the belt and pants. These are from the Season 2 DK tier set from the War Within. They drop from the Liberation of Undermine raid on normal. They are super easy to get right now, since you can just catalyze a pair of pants into a tier piece. So now it's time for the last Transmog set. This is a Transmog set that I put together a few years back for my Orc Warrior. And honestly, I'm still using it, because it still looks really cool. Now back in the day, this guy was all about slaying dragons and crafting his gear from their corpses. But after years of dragon slaying, he started hearing these creepy whispers and ended up totally corrupted. Now he's got tentacles popping out of his shoulders and even wriggling inside his weapons, making him look like a straight-up monster on the battlefield. Now let's go over the Transmog pieces that I'm using. So the helmet, which looks like it was forged from the horns of a dragon, can be bought from the Valor Quartermaster in either Stormwind or Orgrimmar. Now you don't need any Valor, because Valor has been removed out of the game, right? So you just need to spend like 200 gold. The tentacle shoulders are from Heroic Nyalotha. The cloak is a reward you get while following the Ventier storyline in Shadowlands. The chest, hands and legs are all from Castelnathria on normal mode. Bracers don't matter here, because you can't see them anyway. The belt and feet are from the Magar Heritage armor set. If you don't have a Magar orc, the Sinful Ventir sash could be a solid alternative for the belt as well. As for the boots, well, I have no idea. For the weapons, I'm using the Corrupted Gladiators Pummelers. You can buy them from the BFA PvP vendor for a few marks of honor. Since they are one-handers, you will need to be playing Fury to dual-wield them. Now, whenever I'm using a two-hander instead, I would go with the red version of the Hidden Fury artifact weapon or the Primal Gladiators Decapitator. This weapon can be bought from the PvP vendor in Eschren. Well, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully this Transmog video gave you some ideas for your own characters. Let me know, did you like any of these sets? Would you change anything? Maybe swap out a piece or use a different weapon. This was my first time making a Transmog video, and I actually had a lot of fun putting it together. Even making up those silly short stories for the Transmog sets was actually pretty fun. Now I hope that you guys liked the video as well. If you did and you want to see more content like this, then please consider subscribing. If you've got any questions or suggestions, just drop them in the comment section below. Now as always, thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.